Welcome back to our channel. I am Jeff.
I'm Shaleia.
And today we're going to talk about a very important topic, something that we toss around a lot and we promise frequently and is the basis of your direction. But you know what? We've never really gone deep into it, described it, explained it, talked about where it came from. And that is Harmonious Twin Flame Union. And that's why the title of this video is Harmonious Twin Flame Union Explained.
I'm glad that you can read.
Hey.
They figured it out. But
You jokester.
we're gonna say it in every which direction of the universe.
It's fun.
Harmonious Twin Flame Union. Yes, what a wonderful word. What a wonderful word. And there's something that is very profound that differentiates Harmonious Twin Flame Union from Twin Flame Union, special connection, enlightened relationship, or I don't know what all the
Karmic woo woo gaga.
Well, no, but I'm talking specifically about like how people would address Twin Flame Union, and you know we've seen in various other rooms in the internet, you know, people using Harmonious Twin Flame Union, but we can always see and feel that they don't quite get what that really means or is. You know, it's not just like a pretty fancy word that we attach in front of Twin Flame Union. There's a real theory and grounded work behind that full term.
So, can you share with us where the term Harmonious Twin Flame Union came from and why?
Where it came from?
Yeah.
Well, we coined it about 3 years ago in 2014, and you know I had been aware of some twin flame work that was out there, but no one was really talking about Harmonious Twin Flame Union, and no one was really talking about what I was experiencing entering my twin flame union. You know, it was very you know, semi-easy. Yeah, there was work, like getting into my union, like, you know, meeting Jeff and us finally coming to a point where we're like, yeah, I think we'd like to meet, and you know, maybe we'll solidify this thing, maybe we'll move in together, you know, and all that happened. And then all this upheaval and like uproar happened, and everyone talked about that, right? You know, twin flames and stuff, and so then everyone started coining these terms like runner chaser and separation phase and I don't know.
Making up crap to explain the crap. And twin flames were just this really hot idea, but it burned you and is really nasty and painful.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't just say twin flame union because people would say, oh, well, you know, they think about all the crap. They're like, whoa, that sucks. So we started to call it Harmonious Twin Flame Union to indicate more deeply exactly what we meant and what we were experiencing.
Right. This is not just something we can coin a connection.
It was born of necessity.
Right.
But at the same time, it came from a very deep place of deep experiential knowing of something that we had.
Right.
And we were living.
Yeah, like we were together, but it was kind of hellish, like a lot of people experience with their twin flames, and you know, haven't or are in the process of doing their spiritual work, getting into their harmonious union. But yeah, like we hadn't cleared some of the fundamental blocks to our love, you know, to our harmony, harmonization, synchronization, whatever it is that you know you resonate with. For us, it's harmonious. It's harmony, getting into harmony, meaning we align. We finally get to a place in our union where we align mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and we're really on the same page. Like, yeah, in general, right, you and your twin flame will always be on the same page, but we really needed to get on the same page in order for us to transcend this this fear or this possibility of us breaking up and experiencing separation. We were working to go beyond that, to know that when we hit this harmonization phase, It's rather permanent. We never have to ever address the big elephant in the room of, are we going to like separate or are we going to divorce? Like,
and for me, it was a requirement to get there so that I'd know that I can just completely invest into the relationship or the union, and know that it's always going to be there. That container is safe. Yes. It's indefinitely safe. We ain't going anywhere. This is a permanent foundation. And so later on we did add the word permanent harmonious union to indicate the same thing.
Right, same
thing. There's no difference from harmonious union and permanent harmonious union.
No.
Harmonious union already comes with that permanent quality.
But it's to ground deeper into your consciousness the idea that the work that you do to get into harmonious union is absolutely permanent. Like once you're there, you never have to backtrack and, fall out of grace, so to say. You'll always remain in your harmonious union. So
let's talk about some of those steps so that people can be aware. Go ahead.
Yeah, we didn't talk about what is the definition. I think we didn't talk about that either.
Well, let me lead here, please.
All right, go ahead.
So there are some stages that you'll encounter, and we're just giving you, a few of them so that we can explain and define better harmonious twin flame union. And so imagine that you're in separation, that can be a stage. And then imagine that you meet your twin flame. You're like, oh, this is a really cool person. But you're not, really friends, you just met them, and you're like, wow, that's them. That's my twin flame. Well, your twin flame, but you're still in separation. And then imagine that you start engaging, well, you can call it a stage or not. And then once you get into that place of love, within yourself, true love, you see that space of love within yourself. You know it, you live in it. And from there, you make a commitment to your twin flame.
Right.
To that place in them that is love. And it's a mutual commitment, meaning you reached out, and then you also saw their hand reaching out to you, and you grabbed onto it. Meaning you mutually agree upon, a relationship.
Right.
Like, oh, that's my boyfriend, or that's my girlfriend. When that happens, that commitment, that's union.
Yes.
Not harmonious union. Even though you approached it with love, and it was reciprocated in love,
right.
It does not necessarily mean harmonious union. So let's go deeper, so that we can see and define harmonious twin flame union, which is what Shaleia and I were experiencing a long time ago, and what we've been working to share with you, and have successfully shared with students.
At Twin Flame Ascension School.
So, now imagine you're in the space of love with them. Well, it only means you have a tiny space of love that's true and foundational, that is the essence of who you are, in perfect union with God, with yourself, and your twin flame. Well, that doesn't mean that the whole picture is seen. Yeah. And that doesn't even mean that the core of that is seen. Once you clear your way all the way deep down to the core of the essence of who you are, only then are you open to harmonious twin flame union. Only then can, from the core of who you are, all of you commit to your twin flame. And only when you reach their core together as one in harmony and you commit there, is it harmonious twin flame union. Well, this can mean marriage, if that's your path. Yeah. This can mean just a deeper level of commitment, a complete level of commitment. And then, like Shaleia and I, our marriage came later.
Yeah, and once again, it's more than just words. It's more than just a subtle feeling of yes, let's commit. Let's do that. No, it's something way deeper. It's it's once you finally really sink in who you are and who they are, and you really feel and experience this deeper level of oneness, and you understand that despite having upsets and you're working through it, which is, by the way, the only way to reach harmonious union is through doing your spiritual work, doing the twin flame mirror exercise that we teach in our book. You can find that in the description box, the link. And really committing to your spiritual path of getting into union with your divine self and union with God. Can you really have union, harmonious union with another person? I mean, if you're experiencing some really core upsets, you know, with the divine, well...
The divine is the channel to your twin flame.
Right, you're gonna obviously experience upset with your twin flame.
You can't get there if there's a block like that.
You know, when Jeff and I, like, when we hit our real rough patch, like, I don't know, 2 years ago, 2 or so years ago, you know, we were just about coming into harmonization or harmonious union. I mean, we had some, like, the ugliest traumas from childhood come up for healing, and I mean, it was like, I felt like we had this beautiful vehicle, you know, called, you know, our Twin Flame Union, and I was watching it get, like, driven off, you know, off a cliff. And I was like, oh my God, this is the end of us. You know, like, no, I will not have it. You know, like, we're gonna motherfucking heal this. No. But yeah, once we were able to have our breakthrough together, you know, and individually on our, you know, doing our own spiritual work, never mirror exercise so much in my life, but finally it was like we were both able to come together with just like this openness, this rawness, this vulnerability, this clarity, this deep understanding that there's not going to be anything for the rest of our eternal lives that is going to be as hard as what we just went through.
Because we know, finally, that it is you. You are the one for me. Unequivocally so.
Right.
I see all of you.
Yeah.
And all that my heart desires matches up perfectly with all that you are.
Right.
There is no other for me.
Right.
I know this. I'm aware of this. I claim this. I am this. And I know that you are this too. Right.
There's never going to be like a midlife crisis for us where our marriage should be put on the line. Like that's over. That's done. We healed that. We never have to experience that ever again. And that's a very wonderful feeling. And that's harmonious union.
Perfect. So harmonious union is not, like Shaleia was saying, a bunch of fancy words or you know, something that you can just say that you've got or a label that you can put on, right?
It's a state of consciousness, and we achieved it, and that's what gives us the privilege of teaching it to others.
And we can guarantee this state of consciousness to you through our Ascension School, and through our e-course Twin Flames Dreams Coming True. Both of these resources you can find in the links below. The e-course, the first 4 lessons are free for you to check out, but they're both a process. You don't just watch 24 lessons and then have the label, right? You don't just come to Ascension School and then wait for the label. You have to achieve that level of consciousness. And both of these avenues, we guarantee success. So let me give you an example, because once you achieve harmonious union, you know you have it. And you know those around you that have it as well. It's recognizable. And you know those around you who are faking it too. It's like, you know, you come up with some cool new word going around. Like dude. You know, for example.
That's been a long time.
Sure, but imagine it was the first time dude came out. And, you know, your friend tells it to you. And she's like, dude. And you're like, dude. Dude.
Oh gosh.
Right? You get it. And your friend knows, and she's like, dude. And you're like, dude. Right? You get it. And then someone else hears you, and they're like, dude.
Whoa.
Dude. And you're like, you don't get it.
No, you don't get it.
You don't get it. And they're like, dude. And you're like, you're saying the same word. You're putting on the same emphasis, but I know you don't get it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do to get it until you meet me where I am. And they're like, dude. And you're like, no, dude. And they're like, dude. No. You can say it. You can emphasize it. You can yell it. You can get everyone to get in on your word, dude. But you didn't get the dude that we said, right? Subtlety. But that's in that subtlety
Everything
is a
is
universe,
spoken.
right?
Yeah, everything is spoken.
And don't act like you don't know, because you're human, and like a vast majority of our communication is nonverbal. You can use the same words, you can have the same
51%.
setting, you can have the same level of authority, you can stand here and shake your finger like us, but at the end of the day, you know that you know that you know that we're right, that we have this. And when we point the finger and say, lots of y'all don't have this shit, and here's what it looks like, you know that's true too. And if you're that person fighting back and say, whoa, they're this, you don't do that, you know that that's the fraud. And they're trying to make us look like the fraud, but at the end of the day, they don't know, dude. They don't know Harmonious Union. And you won't know it until you achieve it. You'll only know that you want it. You desire to be there, but the feeling's in your heart.
Right.
But there is a place of arrival. There is an end result. And once you get there, you will have it and you will know it. And then you can see others that have it, and you can even maybe start to share it with others too.
Right. It's almost like that same concept or idea of, you know, living in a world where like everyone's colorblind, but then all of a sudden you have like these special glasses that can make you see color. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is orange. This is orange, and like tears are going down your face, and you know other people are like, oh yeah, that's orange. It's kind of like this grayish tone. You're like, it's not freaking gray. This orange is not gray at all, right? You know, some of you may have seen those YouTube videos where people who are colorblind have like special correction glasses, they can see color. But that's the same idea as, you know, Harmonious Twin Flame Union versus someone who's not in it, whether or not they claim they are with their twin flame. You know, I mean, sure, anyone can say, oh, you know, it's this connection, and I know it. Well, guess what? I thought my false twin flame was my twin flame. That connection was so real to me. But now that I learned the lesson of my false twin flame, and I'm out of it, and I'm in this, it's like two very different worlds. It's definitely like colorblind versus living in a world of color. It's like, oh my gosh.
Welcome to heaven.
Huge difference. Like, you know.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us in this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to expand our work and our ability to share this message with others.
Or if you just like this video.
That too. And check out the box below for other twin flame resources we offer to help you all the way into your harmonious union.
Sounds good. See you guys later.
Take care.